Okay guys, we just got done with breakfast. Now let's go ahead and start working on lunch. Now I figured for lunch, for me, I prefer it to be the largest meal of the day, unless like I'm on vacation or something like that. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the pasta porcini and the wild berry yogurt dessert. Of course, we got some crackers, and I know this is probably for breakfast, but I didn't want to open up a pack of crackers for breakfast. I don't know why, I just didn't want to. So I'll be using this spread on the crackers, as well as this vegetable and fish pate. Again, we have another energy drink, vitamin C tablets that we'll be snacking on throughout the day. And this is that ginormo bag of tea. This requires 800 milliliter of water. So, yeah. So, let's go ahead and get these things, well, not necessarily cooked, but let's start getting them rehydrated. Okay, one thing I wanted to go ahead and point out, on these, it is clearly marked how many milliliters of water and what type to put in. This is 350 milliliters of hot water, and this is 100 to, what did that say? 100 to 125 milliliters of cold water. So unlike this one that didn't have jack on it, it just lets you go ahead and put the amount that you want for the muesli. So I got some steaming water right here. You can probably see it going. Look for this little pull tab. See if I can try doing this sort of on camera for you. Oh, the dog is hearing all of these things tearing open. It's getting all excited. Yep. Now, I watched another vid, and this was actually of a soldier doing this. They actually pull these end pieces down here apart prior to tearing the bag open. I kind of had a brain fart and didn't do it. So let me try to flatten out the bottom as best as I can, because again it's got that ridge down there. And here we go, 350 mil. Well, it's not quite 350 mil. I use a little less. It seems like the more they tell you to use, the more soupy it is. So I didn't quite have 350 mil in there, and I didn't pour all of the water in there. Use my Mod 1 chopstick, make sure I get all of the corners. Yep. And we'll give this a fold over. Two. And we're just going to go ahead and let this sit for about 15 minutes or so. Okay, and let me clean this really fast. And this one calls for that 100 or 125 mil of water. Let me go ahead and try this thing first. Yeah, this guy, there we go. He split those like that. That's what I was trying to do. There we go. So then that's nice and flat. So you can lay it flat. It'll stay flat. Yep, I really should have did that with the other one, but what you gonna do? It's already... Alright, woo, man, this has a really, really good smell. So let me try to... Alright, kind of like that. So, cool. And let me put about... I'll tell you what, I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Alright, and just for you that asked, or that were inquiring, 350 mils, about 12 ounces of water. So, I've got this kind of all flattened. I should have did this with the other one. But, yeah, and I've got just a little over 100 mil, or a little less than 4 ounces of water. And again, we'll take the Mark 1 Mod 1 chopstick. And we'll give that a good a good bee sting. All right, 100 mil is just not enough, so we'll go ahead and put a little more in there. And this probably wouldn't be a bad one to actually use a spoon. So probably break that one out. So let me go ahead and get this mixed up and let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll grab the rest of the stuff. Okay, it's not perfect, but most of it is reconstituted and nice and thick. And of course I got to do a quick little sample with a chopstick, and this stuff is pretty good. So alright, let me go ahead and get the drinks set up. Okay, now the sports drink, this takes 500 ml of water, and like I found out yesterday, my glass doesn't hold that much, so we will pour it in here like we did last time. I dipped it in and now it don't want to come out. Don't that figure. Okay, I started pouring in the sports drink. This is 500 ml of water. This looks to be like the same exact type, color, smell as the one I had for breakfast. And we'll give this a stir. Yeah, and we'll let that go ahead and sit off to the side and percolate. And then the tea extract, tea instant. This calls for 800 ml of water, and this is what I actually use for the sweet tea that we have here. So I figured that I would just pour it directly in here, because you can use this thing and you can shake it and you can do everything right inside of. Oh man, why can't I open these stupid bags? So, all right. Here's a look at inside. Yeah, that is tea for sure. That is a lot of tea, and it says, it does say mixed with 800 ml. I mean, that is, wow. That's gonna, woo. Well, and I didn't know hot water, cold water, so I kind of went with like a hybrid. It's not super cold water and it's not boiling water, obviously. So we'll let that sit, and let's go ahead and start plating stuff up. Okay, we got our tray set up, got our cutlery ready, and let's go ahead and throw some more of these Vitagen Energy tabs down that we saw for breakfast. So we'll toss them down there. And what else do we got? We got this Pate. So let's go ahead, open this up and inspect inside. And lovely. It is a nice little can of Delamares stuff. So cool. Ring pulls, you know how I love those. So yeah. Wow, that's got a really nice smell. The only thing I really don't like about this can is how it's rounded down. So you really kind of have to, well, probably if I didn't have a gimped up arm, it would be easier to get off. But man, this lid is secure like nobody's business, and I'm trying not to slice the crap out of myself. Alright, well anyway, see, there you go. There's a nice little look at that. And it's got a like a tomatoey, fishy smell, so yeah, buddy. And then we've got a package of our crispy crackers. Always a fan of crackers like this. These are like really light and airy. So man, that's probably going to taste really well. We'll put a couple of them on there. And then of course we have our jam or jelly spread, and this looks like it is definitely orange. And granted, this is probably what they use for breakfast, but I didn't want to bust out the crackers first thing with breakfast, I suppose. So yeah, that's gotta, well, it doesn't really smell like orange. Maybe, I don't know. Well, we'll give that a taste in a second, won't we? All right, what else do we have over here? We don't have anything else over here. Let's go ahead and look at, this is the wild berry yogurt dessert, and this will probably be a royal pain in the tuchus to get out of here, so we will do our best with what we have. Oh man, it's kind of sore doing this. So all right, well there's some, and there is still quite a bit in there, so that will be pleasant. It hasn't quite been 15 minutes for this, so we're going to let that hang out just a little more. And let's go ahead, we'll give these drinks another toss. This one looks like it's pretty well incorporated in. So pour a mug of tea. Yes, sir. And then we'll pour some of our drink. Sports drink. Energy drink. See, it all just don't quite fit in there, so yeah. Well, let's go ahead, wait a few more seconds. Oh, I do have something else. Here is the gum, Orbit gum. It's not Orbit's branded gum, but it is Orbit gum. And from feeling it, it feels like those little briquettes, like the deer gum that I had in the IRP. I believe it was the first one, as a matter of fact. So, yep. And right off the bat, man, you always got to have a surprise. It's a package inside of a package, so yeah, buddy. And kind of like how I expected, it is like those chiclet kind of gums. So, yep. Come on, let me have one more. So then we have the deer gum. Yeah. And we'll just set them right there. That'll be cool. Alright, give me a second for that to heat up, and we'll go ahead, plate it, and start chowing down. Okay, looks like it has reconstituted nicely. It's got a really nice kind of cheesy smell, and it's got a like a spice kind of smell in it too. Let me kind of see what's in here. We've got cream powder, toasted onions, gravy powder, salt, and it just says herbs. So herbs and spices, but it's noodles and things like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and pour this out. And it is soupier or less dense than, of course, the yogurt. The yogurt could probably use a little more water, but I kind of like it thick like that. So that's kind of nice because this stuff just dumps right out. So outstanding. So alright, let's go ahead and give this stuff a try. And because I did kind of taste this, let me go ahead and cleanse my palate with this awesome smelling tea. It has like a hint of lemon in it too, which might be sort of like the MRE instant tea that you get in some of the MREs. Yeah, there is tea in there. That is good. Man, I really kind of... it's hit or miss. It would probably be really good cold and really good nice and steaming hot. But this is kind of lukewarm because, you know, kind of right in the middle. But this is some good stuff. Probably could use almost a liter of water because it is kind of strong. So, very impressed. All right, let's take a gander at this stuff. You can see the herbs in there. The herbs. The herbs, depending on where you're from. And you got the nice cheese sauce and the little noodle pieces. So, yeah. You look at that. Yeah, man. It smells really good. This is very tasty. So, yeah, buddy. All right, and then some of our wild berry yogurt. Alligator, calm down. The wild berry yogurt. Allie, calm down. So, yeah. That is really good. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I think I might have to... if I was going to have a bug-out bag, I'd probably have nothing with this stuff in it. This stuff is really good. Travel lunch. Who would have guessed? I've seen it, but I've never thought about getting it or trying it and whatever. That's another thing. I'm getting ready to... I know I'm breaking off on a tangent here, but I just got a bunch of like adventure food. And I got some stuff from like Numana, and I'm working on something with Wise Foods. They have like non-GMO, gluten-free kind of food, so I'm looking to go ahead and try some of that in a future review. And yeah, because I know a few of you subscribers have been curious about those options. So far, the only thing that I haven't seen as far as that gluten-free, non-GMO stuff is they're usually not like in single packs. You got to buy like a tub of it or a pail or something like that, or a size that's so large it has like 12 servings in it. So we'll get into that while I do that review. And there's that spread, and it was some type of orange looking fruit. It could, I don't know, it could be I don't know. Whatever that is. It looks like an orange to me, so I guess it could be whatever. I don't know quite how to explain this. It has a good crunch to it. I mean, you hear that crunch, but then it's really airy on the inside, and it almost kind of well, I mean, I don't eat styrofoam or anything, but it almost is like that same kind of sensation after you get that first initial crunch through there. So yeah, that is that's kind of interesting too. So well, see, if you don't taste stuff, you just never know. It doesn't taste bad. It's just a different texture than I was expecting. I was expecting more kind of like that Estonian knocked bread that has all that controversy about where it's made. So I'm not really concerned where it's made. I just know that I just know that it tasted good. So all right, and then we have the vegetable and fish pate. Yeah. And we'll give this a swipe on the cracker. That's probably a ton. And then I got some right here. I just want to taste it on its own. That has got a really good flavor. It's not overly fishy. It's not overly like vegetable or tomatoey. It's not bland, because you do get them flavors coming through, but it's not like overpowering. So the texture of the cracker tastes a lot better with this than it did just with the jam. So either that or I'm already getting kind of used to it. So right on. Again, we have some more of our Vitergen energy tablets. And these just taste like orange vitamin C tablets, pretty much. But they have like B3, B6, B2. And those are good. You could eat those all day long. Or snack on them all day long. And we'll wash that down. This is also concentrated with a lot of vitamins that I mentioned during breakfast. So, yep. Yeah, this, even the drink is starting to grow on me too. I know I didn't really mind it, but then again, it might be that big orange infusion of flavor I just had with the tablets. So, well, I know I'm going to devour a good chunk of this, so I'll go ahead and show you the gum before I break in. You can, well, maybe you can see that. It's real spongy. It tastes exactly just like a chiclet. And it's like spearmint flavor. That Diarol I had in that Russian IRP, that was pear flavor. I'd never had pear gum. I mean, it was it wasn't bad, but I was like, what? Pear? I think another one I had apple gum in it. Yeah, you know, that's what your country's palate is aimed to. That's cool. But yeah, well, this was lunch. Stand by for dinner and snacks. Okay, one more thing I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys' attention. The great thing about this ration is not just the amount of food, but you got this great big huge bag that you can still store everything else in that you haven't eaten. And not just that, they gave you this great big huge trash bag. So, outstanding. For those of you that are participating in the Gun Dogs Outstanding drinking game, outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. That's 4 shots. Go to work.